Hey, yo, yo.
Back hero.
Yo, check it. This my special attack, 100 swords, 100 episodes, and here's to 100 more. Who got next? Place your change on the cabinet. Air Combo University graduates juggle my enemies before tagging in the Masters hero. Pros in action, toe tagging champions getting active. The message will always get near you. Return to the dream team, Spider-Man and Strider hear you. When the mask is on, I can't promise Cyclops to keep his glasses on. The handshake was potent. The inner glow shown as a mega optic blast, trailing behind the Shinku Hadouken. How you gon' dodge both of them? Blast you down to the last atom. Best regards from the proton cannon you couldn't fathom. If you were raised on gaming and put a controller up, I'm old enough to study the meta before I bless you. We understood space in the dash clean. Now we need the Justin Wong poster right next to the pro athletes. Final justice like a primary lotus from out the sky. Stars and stripes reminding you racism is still alive. Bring a plasma sword to a gunfight. Hayato, bring a hurricane kick. Tatsumaki Senpaku. One time for all my otakus who played the console till their eyes closing. Probably forgot to study for their finals. Welcome to the SwordCast. SwordCast. My wordplay, my swordplay when blades clash. Welcome to the SwordCast. SwordCast. My wordplay, my swordplay when blades clash. Welcome to the SwordCast. SwordCast. My wordplay, my swordplay when blades clash. Welcome back. The SwordCast is back. Episode 177. It's hot. You guys are getting the rare Noveliss hair down situation.
I actually had my hair down until today, and then I decided to put it back. You almost had the rare double roster.
We would have been looking like a '80s tag team with our hair down.
Yeah, the double roster man.
Geez, what would Vince McMahon name a tag team of two guys with dreadlocks? You guys are gonna be Baptist Bomb. You're gonna be like a black church tag team. Hallelujah!
Which is hilarious because that's what the New Day was when they first started.
No.
Now here's one. I got it, guys. We're gonna call you the Rasta Man Vibration. You remember Bob Marley, don't you?
Oh, jeez.
So just do that in the ring.
But no weed, though.
Actually, give me the weed.
Unless it's for me. Niggers.
Yep.
Dog, stop it. But yeah, bro, episode 177. We got an exciting announcement coming up at some point this week. Won't say much, but we do. But yeah, man, episode 177. This is the May the 4th be with you episode, so we're going to talk a lot of Star Wars, guys. But before we get into all that, what are you into currently, my friend?
I've not been playing a lot of video games. I've not been...
That's weird.
I know, right? And I'm kind of taking a break from music creativity stuff right now. I've been actually starting...
Why is it? Were you doing a bunch of music stuff lately or something?
I don't know. I was, messing around, kind of little pressing the pads and doing some tweaking on some stuff and turning some knobs. Yeah, whatever. No big deal.
Yeah.
I have started hooping again, kind of. I'm hooping outside though, and I don't know how much I like that.
Oh, that's dangerous.
It is, and I don't play hard at all anymore. Like I don't.
Gotta be careful playing outside.
Facts. I don't jump for rebounds. I just. You know what's funny is that I've gotten really good at fundamentals now.
Right.
Like I box out so well. I literally never jump for rebounds. I just box out.
And then the ball just falls.
Because that's what the coach always said, right? That shit ain't never happened in the game.
Right.
If you box out, the ball's supposed to just fall on the ground. Like, coach, get the fuck out of here. Turns out he was right. If you box out a motherfucker good enough, that ball just fall right in your lap. And the one thing, I said this off mic earlier, the one thing about gaining weight as an adult is I'm stronger than a motherfucker now. I had this little high schooler checking me, and there was one possession where I got him in the post, and I literally the whole possession, I caught the ball with one hand, had my guard hand holding him off, and I literally just caught it and just turned around and laid the ball. I didn't jump or nothing. I just like held them back. I didn't extend, but I just held them back, had my guard arm up, and just literally turned layup, easy. It was windy, so I couldn't really shoot, which was frustrating.
Oh man, double rims.
Not even double rims. It was just literally just windy as fuck. Like,
yeah, a lot of variables when you're playing outside that could stop you from doing normal basketball things.
I'm getting so good at like talking like old head shit now. Like I call every fucking travel, bro. You bet not ever lift up that pivot foot. I'm calling that shit.
Happy feet.
And so you know how you do it. You know how you do it like a true old head is I fucking love doing this shit. You call travel. And you literally like don't argue or nothing, travel. And then you literally turn around.
Just start walking.
I turn around and just start walking. Let y'all niggas argue about that shit. And then I just stand there. I hold the whole game up, nigga. Travel. And you don't even travel. No. I literally travel.
That's it.
Up top.
No argument.
Travel up top. Come on.
Bro. So funny.
And like, I was being a little bit. Because I was calling travels where, like, you do a jump stop, and then if you drag your pivot foot, like, niggas don't ever really call that, but...
Oh, no, refs
call
no,
for sure, refs... I'm talking about, like, out in the park. Right. Niggas don't really call that. Like, it has to be an egregious third step. But I'm like, bro, like, nah, you've been doing that shit all fucking day. Travel. You cannot drag your pivot foot. I'm sorry. And I'm here for the gather step. The gather step is all good. But when you do none of y'all niggas are skilled enough to do that. First of all, like, I'm playing against, and this might be bad for me, actually. I'm playing against people who don't play basketball at all. Like, these are just some niggas in the neighborhood.
That's dangerous.
It is dangerous. So I should maybe reconsider. But, like, none of y'all niggas are like that. So, like, you didn't mean to do that gather step. You fucking traveled.
Where are you guys playing at?
This court in Detroit. There's one in Hamtramck, and there's another, like, by Henry Ford Hospital. In the neighborhood is called Northwest Gold Coast.
Is it nice?
It's nice. It's one of those like
refurbished ones.
It's nice. It's really nice.
That's dope. I couldn't talk for a minute there.
Yeah, no, I get it. But yeah, like I've been enjoying the old head basketball sort of shit talking, and so I got in his head. So like every time he got the ball after that, I would just be like, hey, watch his pivot foot. Watch his pivot foot. And that nigga was getting so mad at me, bro.
Watch his pivot foot. Oh my gosh.
So there was I said this off mic. I said the most disrespectful shit to somebody. If this ever happened to me, it would break me as a basketball player. I would lose. Bro, it would break me as a basketball player. I would lose all confidence. But there was one guy. I mean, I'm telling you, like these guys, they didn't play. Like
right.
And I even said because this one the little high schooler that I was talking to, and this was rude. I probably shouldn't have said this, but he was talking kind of crazy. Like we won. I think we only lost twice. We won a bunch of games. Me and the other guy who was kind of older, and we never ran. All we did was post them niggas up and like make good, like over the top passes for easy ass layups.
Efficiency,
right? Like or like they would dig in. I would like give it to him in the post. They would dig in on him. He would kick it out to me for a mid range jump shot.
High percentage plays.
Like, and I was teasing him like, bro, y'all should not. We did not run not once in this whole game. How did y'all let us beat y'all? But so there was one point. He was talking a little crazy and was like, man, y'all lucky to blah 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 blah. Like I had a blah 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 blah. And I was like, bro, and I said this out loud, and this is rude to me, but I had to. I was like, bro, ain't none of y'all niggas like that. Like I'm 30 something, and I haven't run at all today. I have walked to the entire run because we were playing half court. Right. I walked the whole time. And I like barely jumped, and we won like 6 games. Ain't none of y'all niggas like that. Like,
oh my god!
If this had been like I would, Pete. Here's how bad it was. In my prime, I would have refused to play with y'all.
Right?
Like that's like in my basketball prime, I would have looked at this run and be like,
nah, that's not worth it.
Not even that. I would look at the run and be like, oh, that's cute.
You're right. I'm not gonna.
Like it wouldn't have even crossed my mind in my playing prime.
I could have lowered my standards.
It wouldn't have even crossed my mind to consider playing in this game because
facts.
Like literally, and I know I talk a lot of shit, guys, but I'm telling you, these were just kids. Or some of them were kids, but a lot of them were just like men that work at fucking Henry Ford and just want to get some workout in. They literally never play basketball before, or never played at any high school level or anything.
Bro.
Like if I was 19, 20 years old playing in college, I would have scored every single possession.
Facts.
Every single possession. Nobody been able to stay in front of me. I would have knocked down every jump shot. I would have stole the ball on the very first dribble. The second somebody put the ball on the ground, steal immediately. Like, it's just like there are levels to this. Like, if I was playing for real, right? There's just levels to this shit.
Facts.
But anyways, on to the disrespectful thing that I said.
Oh no!
If somebody ever said this shit to me, it would break me as a basketball player, and I would never regain my confidence because of the fact that I did play at a high level. This guy on the other team again, not a basketball player, had a horrible form, and he had one of those like catapult, that kind of shots, like that kind of shit. Exactly.
Waving high instead of reaching his hand in the cookie jar.
Man. So he was kind of talking a little crazy because he hit a couple of lucky jump shots. So this nigga was wide open for a 3. And that before the ball even got into the shooting pocket, I was just like, hell no. Before, not as he shot it, as the ball came to him. Get to the shooting pocket, hell no. That nigga airballed that bitch. You can't say that to a basketball player.
Bro.
As soon as the ball swings to you, somebody just yells out, hell no! And then proceeds to not guard you.
It's harder to make a shot in that situation.
It's tough, bro.
Than with somebody on you.
Yeah.
That's terrible. That was not very nice of you.
Anyways, that's what I'm up to.
Confident killer.
A little basketball.
Hilarious.
You said you had a basketball story.
Speaking of basketball, hey man, we gotta give it up for my son, Jaylus. I am incredibly proud of this kid. We played in a tournament this weekend. This guy in the semifinals of this tournament we played in was 10 for 15 on 3-pointers and scored a personal best 32 points, bro. Elite 3-point shooter this kid is.
I watched the game. He was shooting that bitch straight.
So proud of this kid. It was awesome. It was Mother's Day. His mom was there. I was, obviously, as a coach, it was exciting, and then it didn't hit me until, like 5 minutes left in the game, and I said, yo, he is
cooking
on fire. Like, I wonder how many, he's got to be close to having like 9 or 10 threes. So I go to the scores table, and in AAU, it's the same in high school. There's parents that do the score book and the clock. You know what I mean? And I go to the table, and a parent from the other team is doing the scorebook, and I was like, hey, how many threes has number 2 made? And the guy just goes, you want to see the scorebook? And I was like, yeah. He was like, he can't. The game's not over. Why you want to see the book? Why don't you just play? And I was like, okay. I was like, well, so, I'm a coach, right? And people who are listening, it's, when a player is having a game like this, and you're winning, and you're gonna win. It's coaching basketball etiquette to take the player out while there's time left, so people clap when they come out of the game. You know what I mean? And that's what I was trying to do. But I wanted him to, if he was close to 10, I wanted him to get, make 10 threes. That's a crazy, achievement.
Absolutely.
So, I could have snatched the book from him, but I just kind of did the Will Smith laugh. I was like, ha! And then I just, went back to my team, and literally as soon as I go back, he hit another 3, and then I took him out after that, and then after the game I checked, and that just so happened to be the 10th one. So it was dope, man. I'm proud of him and those boys. But
nice.
So a lot of coaching,
and they beat the team by like 1,000, and
they destroyed this team that played. So again, AAU is. We always talk about how weird AAU is, right?
Yeah.
So I wasn't familiar with this team, never heard of them, never played them. But you know, the boys get on the app and they look at the team and they look at how. So this was semifinal, right? Mm-hmm. So they looked at the team and they were undefeated all weekend. You know what I'm saying? They had won every game all weekend. They were 4-0. So the boys like, man, they're undefeated. You know what I mean? And they were kind of big, like they had some size. They had a few tall kids, and then I was like, guys, will y'all stop going off of, you know what I'm saying? I was like, that does not matter. Like, you can't do that, because there's been times when we've barely beat a team that another team blew out, and then we blew out the team that, you know what I mean? So it doesn't matter, and we just destroyed this team. Nice. But I told you, they stayed in. Once you know, my son made 5 or 6 threes. For them to stay in the 2-3 zone was kind of wild.
It was. You got to guard somebody at some point. Like, he was shooting most of the shots he was taking. Bro,
he probably only had. He made 10 threes. He was probably only contested on like 4.
Yeah,
you know what I mean? Because they're playing the zone. He hit 2 off the dribble, like transition, you know, pushing up the floor and stuff. And I love when he shoots that shot too. I tell him all the time, I'm like, hey man, if you're a shooter and you got a pull up 3 in transition is to me as a former player, and that is one of the most in rhythm shots you could possibly take.
Yeah.
You know, that the little rhythm in transition off the dribble pull up 3. You gotta take that shot.
Yep, agreed.
But enough basketball talk. May the 4th be with you.
Yes.
Star Wars on the menu for the SwordCast pod. But before that, oh man, if we had some church music, I would be welcome to the Church of X-Men 97 right now, man.
Yeah. Yeah.
Whew. What day did I text you? Was this was Friday maybe?
Last week sometime, like Thursday.
Sometime last week. So obviously Hero has been championing X-Men 97 so much, and we all know that. I liked it, right? And I said that I liked it, and I've been watching the episodes, and we've been talking about it a little bit. But earlier last week, I sat down, and I just decided I was just going to rewatch all the episodes. And I don't know what's different for me. I don't know what it is, but once I got to about the 3rd or 4th episode, I was like, you know what? This is the best Marvel cartoon of all time.
Without question.
I don't know. It's just, oh my gosh, it's so good. And you know, we were already saying how, you know, they're smart, they know their audience, right, with as far as the writing and everything, but man, the fights the action scenes are amazing. There's a lot of sweaty comic book stuff going on too, man. And it took me a minute. I don't know why, but this is the best Marvel cartoon ever. Yep. It's so good. I'm amazed at how good this show is. Episode 9, dog. This is kind of the one that we're on, you know, as far as talking about the show.
Yep.
Okay, including, right, everything. The 90s animated series. Was this the best X-Men cartoon episode of all time?
No.
What do you think? Where do you think this episode ranks as far as being one of the? Because I would agree. I wouldn't say that it was the best one ever, but I think I'll say this. I think in terms of we can talk about it. Spoiler alert, okay, if you haven't seen it. I think in terms of the way it ended, where it's going, for people who know where it's going, and I'll also say the asteroid M thing too, like
Second appearance of Asteroid M, by the way, because they did Asteroid M in the first, original
original
series.
show, yeah. So, but I think just in terms of maybe not the episode as a whole, but the way it ended and where it's going, and just the things that were included, I think it's one of the best ones, man.
For sure. It's hard. Like every episode has been so fucking fire, dog. Like,
bro, it's crazy. I don't know. I think I was, and you know, what where I was talking about the animation earlier. It's weird. I don't know if I've gotten used to it or if it's gotten better as the episodes have gone on, because it's not a thing to me anymore.
No. So here's the thing. I was a little worried about it as well, but as soon as I saw the first action scene, that's the difference. We were making fun of it, saying that it looks kind of like Archer.
Yeah.
The difference is that the action scenes don't look like that.
Yeah.
The action scenes they don't look like fucking South Park animated fight scenes, bro. Like they are comic book fucking action scenes.
They are. It's
almost anime-ish kind of, specifically the action scenes.
So good. And this episode 9, man, just everything coming.
Hold on, wait. Before we get into episode 9, I will say I think that this was a top 3 episode. Listen, I think this might sound like crazy hyperbole, but with the exception of like 1 or 2 original X-Men cartoon episodes, every single episode has been better than all of them except for the Jubilee. And I like that episode.
Yeah,
don't get it wrong.
The Mojo World episode.
Yeah, it was just like a kind of little,
like a filler kind of.
Yeah, it was a filler.
There was some important stuff with Forge and Storm
right.
going on,
but their little story was like, okay. You kind of had to introduce the relationship between Jubilee and even that episode was fire because you got to see like Jubilee, this little fireworks shit. Like, nah, she cold, bro.
And
she cold
this
as
was
fuck.
a good creepy Mojo too.
Yes,
you know what I mean.
Yes.
So it was.
Even that episode, which I found to be the weakest, was still phenomenal. Like it was still great. But every single episode, except for aside from that one, has been on a different level than any of the original episodes.
It's crazy.
And with that said, it's hard for me to pick like what my favorite is because I just feel like they've all been excellent, bro. I would say that this last episode is in the top 3 for me. I think that episodes 5 and 6 were just,
oh my gosh,
they were just like,
bro,
wow.
That was right around the time. I think episode 5 is when I was like, okay, this is, you know what
this
I mean?
Is different, bro.
This
like,
is different. It is.
They doing some different shit here.
Man.
Like I stress. I've said this before. Y'all know how much I love the X-Men. I was looking forward to this, and I had expectations of it being good. But god damn it,
it's better than we could have ever.
It's better than I could have possibly hoped.
Yeah, man, and even, you know, I think this show's got. We obviously talk about this, you know, off air and stuff, but I think this show even has the best version of, like, on-screen version of a lot of these characters that we've ever seen. And I mean, it's, you know, it's all, you know, personal preference and everything. But I think for me personally, I've really enjoyed a lot of the characters in this more than I've ever enjoyed them in anything else.
Like
Nightcrawler. Even you know, and I liked Jean in the 90s cartoon, but I think this show is, I guess maybe it's the way that they're showing her power. So you know what I mean?
She's useful.
Yeah,
because she wasn't about nothing in the first series.
Passing out all the time,
bro. She'll use her powers to lift up a small ass rock and be like, Jean, you an Omega level mutant. She'll lift up she'll lift up a boulder, but like, nigga, you are an Omega level telekinetic. This should not be no problem for you,
bro. And then just obviously Storm. Oh my God, Storm in this show is so good. Finally getting
Omega level threat detected, bro.
Give him the forecast,
and
man. Yes. I watch that clip once a day.
That shit was so fire. So here, the next question here, we can go right into that. Was like, what do you think your favorite X-Men moment was?
Yeah, so far in the 97.
I mean, come on, bro. Like it's got to be the let's give him the forecast scene.
Oh my gosh.
Ancient sands heed my commands,
Bro.
And what did she say? And eliminate these tools of hatred or something like that.
Yeah, man.
It just like, I mean, the beat drop. She got her own boss
that
music.
That episode was wild. The first
Bruh,
episode, so good.
She got her own boss music, and she was just hanging back, bro. She was hanging back. I'm gonna let these niggas go ahead and do their little thing, bro. Scott, give me a call when you're ready to get these niggas up out of here, bro.
I'm gonna let them cook.
And then Scott was like, all right,
give them the forecast.
Give them the finish. Took her time.
Oh my gosh, man.
Just walk Queen Mother Aurora Storm Monroe. Took her time, dog.
Detected.
Omega level threat detected. The fucking lightning bolts were turning the sands into glass beneath her fucking feet, bro. This is a goddess we're talking about, dog. This is a goddess.
The Avatar, man.
And peep, not only, dog, I don't want to hear no more smut. And we've trained our audience enough. I think they understand, but I don't want to hear no more smut on Storm's name.
Bro, Storm is so. I was gonna say this. I think, bro, I'm at a point where Storm is my favorite X-Men. Like it's and she's always been one of my favorites, but just right now, this is It's unbelievable.
Not only is she on Omega level, and we've been knew this shit. Thank you, Jonathan Hickman, for telling us what we already knew. We knew that shit. Not only is she an Omega level mutant, separately from, she's got three things working in her favor. She's an Omega level mutant with her X mutation. She comes from a long line of warrior priestesses, so she's a and so like so in the Marvel universe, like there's like a magic scale, right? Like there's like the power level system, the power scaling system for magic is different than like your mutant mutation or whatever. So she's got that, and she also has another set of powers that put her, depending on who you're reading, she's not on Doctor Strange's level, but it puts her on the level of like Agatha Harkness or Scarlet Witch.
Bro, if you take out all the characters that aren't from Earth, Storm is one of the strongest Marvel characters on.
We'll get to that in just a second. So she's got her mutant. She's got an Omega level X gene mutation. She's got latent magic abilities that are on the level of fucking Agatha Harkness, an immortal witch, and fucking multiverse of madness ass Wanda fucking Maximoff, who you already know her shit is hacked. Her shit is. I love Wanda, but like I sometimes get annoyed with like how the writers just be like, all right, like we don't exactly know what her power is, so we're just gonna make her do whatever the fuck we want her to do.
Which happens
all the time. But anyways, she's on the same level magically as her. And also, according to the God of Thunder, Thor, he notes, I think in it might have been Secret Wars 2015, but he notes that the electricity that runs through Storm's body is not no regular ass static electricity. Thor was like, oh nah, that's deity shit, bro. that is divine lightning that she has. Thor, the God of Thunder, recognizes her divinity. What are we talking about? Thor, a literal god,
a goddess,
was like, oh no, y'all tripping. Y'all need to put some respect on her name. This woman is a literal goddess.
Bro, come on, man.
Like this little Omega level shit y'all talking about, like, nah, bro, like Storm is in the same camp as niggas like me, bro. And I'm Thor. Like, nigga, I'm Thor, the God of Thunder on y'all dumbasses. So with that said, my allergies are now acting up. But with that said, Storm ain't just one of the most powerful mutants. She is one of the most powerful beings in the Marvel universe, period. Like, if we're not talking about Storm in those terms, I don't want to hear it.
Boom. And this was
oh, sorry. Before we move on, my next favorite moment was when Magneto, another Omega level mutant,
Dog.
that nigga turned off the power on the
world.
on the whole world.
The whole world.
That nigga said, enough, bro. Enough. He flipped
he flipped the power switch on the globe.
He turned all y'all shit off. He said, I told y'all to stop playing with that motherfucker. I told y'all to turn that video game off. I told you to turn off the lights. I told you to do your homework.
Y'all running this bill
Running my goddamn electric bill up. Fuck it. I'm going to turn the whole shit off on all y'all niggas. That nigga flipped the power button on the entire planet.
GOAT. That's why he's the GOAT.
Bro, fucking, yeah.
Oh my God. And so for me, literally the same 2 moments. Only another other one I would put in there is when Storm gets her powers back. Oh man, she just flying through the.
Yeah. And I'm glad they gave it to us like sooner than the last second of the last episode.
For making us wait forever for it. But oh man, and there's just so many quotables, and just the writing in this show is just next level. But yeah, episode 9, man. This episode was so good. The things that where this is heading, it's gonna be.
It's pretty much confirmed at this point.
So we are getting Fatal Attraction.
Doing Fatal Attraction, which means the inner. I don't know how soon they're gonna do it, but we might. My prediction is that we will get a tease of Onslaught. Like this next episode.
Yeah,
that's my prediction.
Which is gonna be really dope. I almost kind of took Xavier Magneto putting the helmet on Xavier as the
that was it
hinting at
that's
that.
The hint.
Yeah,
because that's pretty much how it happened in the comics.
Yeah, for sure. And obviously the all-time one of the greatest moments ever from 90s Marvel Comics when Magneto tears the adamantium out of Wolverine's body, and they do that in the show, and it was incredible. But what was even like, man, so obviously this is where things break down, and now Magneto's taking mutants with him, and this is where Rogue goes with Magneto, and and Sunspot, and then Xavier takes his students with him, and then there's the obvious showdown, and then and then Wolverine he stabs Magneto, and it wasn't just the fact that we got the moment right but it was what he said to him, and it was like that whole thing where it's like, little guy, could have done this. I could have done this at any point that I was around you.
They should have kept you at home, bro. They should have did you like the fucking Z Fighters did Yamcha and Chaozu, dog.
And he literally says basically like, bro, I could have done this to you at any time in your life, and I didn't. I was literally waiting for this moment for you to give me a reason. You know what I mean? Like, it's
come
wild,
up off
man.
that shit, bro.
Come up off your insides.
Yeah, man. That shit,
bro.
And one of the nice things about
man.
this show is that it does such a great job of like nailing like different panels from different parts of the X-Men history.
Yes, and
because I don't think that happened, and I don't think him getting his adamantium ripped off was a part of Fatal Attraction, was it?
It was.
X-Men, was that at the beginning of it?
Like early. I want to say X-Men 25. From this was. I'm gonna be like when I'm gonna make this clear to everybody. Hero is the X-Men master. I don't know. I've grown up on X-Men my whole life. I have never known anybody that knows more about X-Men than Hero.
I'm a fanatic, bro.
He is the general X-Men.
Edmund's older brother probably knows more than me.
Okay,
just because he and maybe Eric does too, because they're both about the same age and they kind of grew up. I had to play catch up.
Yeah, facts.
But like they grew up like in the middle of that shit.
But I will say that X-Men, with that said, X-Men is in my wheelhouse. It's not my top, but it's definitely in my, you know what I'm saying, in the area. And this event was something I'm very familiar with, and it was like it was like I want to say it's X-Men from the 90s, X-Men 25, Wolverine like 75. Remember they did like the little holographic font with the and then it was X-Force 25 and then Excalibur or something. I don't remember which.
The reason why I remember Fatal Attraction so vividly is that because I think this was the first comic book event that I actually saw happen live.
That is, you know what, bro? That could really might be the same too.
Yeah. And I didn't have all the issues. I only had the X-Men issues.
Facts, but
so I had to go back and like relearn everything.
But Fatal Attraction is like right in the time where we were like old enough to be going and getting comic books. You know what I mean? So that might be mine too. Actually, now that I think about it.
So the reason why I remember, and we talked about this offline, is there's this brutal ass panel of Iceman getting his chest busted open by Onslaught, and he's talking to Emma Frost, who's like trying to get him to like calm down, and he's like no, bro, like if I can't figure out how to heal, I will. My chest there's a hole in it, like. Bro. I'll be stuck in this form forever, or else I'll like die. Like if I change back, I'm dead. So fuck off. I'm gonna freak out about this shit. He was tripping, bro.
Bruh. Oh my gosh.
By the way, for those that don't know, I have to go back and reread it because the details are a little foggy on me. But for those who don't know, Onslaught is the amalgamation of the like animosity between
Professor Xavier and
Magneto.
Yeah.
And it was I don't really remember why, but at the time this was a controversial villain. I feel like not everybody liked this.
I have no idea how people felt about it in real time. I was a kid, so I thought it was
awesome. Thought it was awesome, yeah. How do you beat that motherfucker? He
looks cool.
He looks sweet as hell. He was also a villain on one of the X-Men versus Street Fighter games. I can't remember which one, but he was a villain. He was the main boss for one of them.
Yeah, that's true too. But yeah, man, X-Men 97, just incredible. Going to some incredible places. Guys, it is about to get
it's getting crazy.
Crazy. I mean,
it's getting spooky, as the kids would say.
Facts, and then the whole Gambit stuff, and is Apocalypse gonna come and use Gambit as one of his,
Gambit's coming back. Don't worry.
One of his horsemen or something.
I don't know for sure if he's coming back, but I mean it's comic books. They always come back.
Yeah, but. This show is just amazing. It's just so
it
good.
Is.
All right, man. Moving on. Sorry, this accidentally turned into an X-Men episode.
No, we gotta refocus because of the date.
Facts. May the 4th be with you.
Even though that was a while ago, but
it was a while ago, but that's okay. That's what episode this is. So, bro, I got to go see Star Wars Episode 1, The Phantom Menace 25th anniversary in movie theaters. It was amazing. You guys know that's my favorite Star Wars movie, bro. You know what was really dope, man, about this?
What was that?
The theater was packed. It was sold out. And after the movie ended, bro, everybody stood up and clapped. Nice. It was so cool because you know how this movie has been treated. But I told you, we already said this, and you kind of said this a long time ago about the the revisionist history on some of the prequel stuff. 100%. And but it was just, man, it was so dope, bro. And like the fans were clapping during the lightsaber fight at the end. It was nice. Like it was such a good experience. But yeah, man, May the 4th, we love Star Wars. Everybody knows we love Star Wars. If you could pick one Star Wars character to get their own show that does not have their own show, who would it be? Could be anybody. It could be anybody from the films. It could be from but jeez, I'm sorry. I do not want to see. I'm just burnt out on the Clone Wars animation style.
I've been saying that for like the entire life of this podcast. I've had that take.
I just can't.
Yeah, I'm done.
I can't.
I'm done with that.
Do stuff that I'm just burnt out on the animation style, man.
Agreed. I didn't even watch Bad Batch. I'm sorry. Like I watched the first season. I couldn't watch the rest of that shit.
Facts, me too.
It's like, all right, bro. Y'all been doing this shit for 20 years, dog. I don't care about them niggas no more. I'm sorry. Like I don't care about the fucking clones no more. Y'all beat that horse to death. I'm good.
Oh goodness.
So it's a good question. My first answer is one that I think I've given before. I can never think of his name right away. But the black Jedi with locks. Quinlan Voss. Yes.
That would be fire.
He's got like some interesting like semi dark side stuff that he struggles with, and he's sort of like a undercover like triple agent type shit. And he's got something going on with Asajj Ventress as well. That could be, I think, a dedicated story around him would be really dope. Plus, he's one of the coolest looking Jedi ever.
Yep.
One of the rare yellow. He has a yellow blade, doesn't he?
Yep.
Him and Rey are the only ones that I remember with a yellow blade.
That would be dope, man. That would be really good. For me, I thought about this a little bit. First of all, I'm gonna be very clear. It's got to be a Jedi. I'm sorry. I want, if I'm gonna watch a show.
Oh no, he has. Wait, does he have it green or yellow?
I've seen it be green, and then I've seen it look yellow in comic books and stuff.
Same.
I would definitely want it to be a Jedi, and there are a lot of cool Jedi that are in stuff, but they're not in. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
I think I want to see something about Plo Koon, man. I've always been interested in his character and where he's from, and he, and he just has a cool look, and he was in Clone Wars, here and there, and he has an interesting relationship with Ahsoka. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
I just have always wanted more on him, and I would love something that was centered around Plo Koon, so that would be dope.
Nice.
Yeah, man, you guys, who would you want to see a Star Wars show about? Please don't say. I'm sorry, man. Everybody says I don't want to see a show about Yoda, man. I just don't. I don't want to see. No, man. Stop.
I don't want to see young Yoda either.
No, me neither.
Bro,
I don't care.
I swear to God, I listen. I don't have any way to prove this, but I wholeheartedly believe that the reason why they decided on High Republic instead of Old Republic is because they wanted an excuse to have a young Yoda. 300 years in the past is not enough.
Terrified of not having a familiar character.
1,000 years in the past. I want Game of Thrones style Star Wars where you have houses of Sith
and houses of Jedi, man. Yes.
That would print so much fucking money, bro. Just do that.
I don't understand why they won't. What's the problem?
No Luke Skywalker.
Bro, scared to not have familiar characters on the screen.
And you know what they did? You know how I know this is true? They even did this in they did it in the extended universe as well. When they were writing some of the EU stuff about the Old Republic. I can't remember exactly what the arc it was. I bet you, homie in the Discord, Darth Revanite, he would probably know what I'm talking about. But they introduced this prophecy of almost like a Nexus character, like a Nexus point.
Oh yeah.
Where 1,000 years ago they foresaw the decisions that several Jedi in the future would make, and one of them was Luke Skywalker. And they found a way to pigeonhole him in even in the fucking Old Republic, thousands of years before you. Who cares? We ain't gotta do that, bro. You don't have to do that, man.
Stop.
It's fine, bro. It's Star Wars. It's fucking cool. We don't need Luke for this,
bro. 100%, man.
The only reason why we needed Luke in the new Star Wars TV shows is because there weren't any Jedi involved. That's why you needed Luke. If you're gonna do some cool ass, a whole bunch of Jedi and a whole bunch of Sith doing cool shit,
don't need them.
That's all we care about. This is why, and I'm sorry, I don't mean to piss Josh off, but this is why I didn't give a fuck about Andor, bro. Sure, it was a cool little political intrigue story, but we don't give a shit about that in Star Wars. We care about bounty hunters and Jedi. If it ain't about bounty hunters or Jedi, I don't give a fuck. So plainly, I don't give a fuck. Because, and all jokes aside, Star Wars is not equipped to handle that type of story with enough depth for me to respect it. And goddamn it, Andor was a respectable ass try, but I don't buy it because Star Wars y'all don't do shit like that. That's not the type of storytelling that y'all do. I don't buy this shit. It felt completely out of character.
Facts. Give
me a fucking Jedi doing cool Jedi shit and saying stale ass platitudes at the end. I'm fine with that, bro.
Oh goodness. All right, man. With that said, give me a Star Wars hot take.
Oh man, I just gave you a bunch, but it's the one, the one that I had prepared for this. I know I mentioned this before. Dog, Jedi robes are not cool. Them bitches are not sweet, bro. I'm sorry. Like the regular, like standard issue, like just the plain robe that like Qui-Gon was wearing in the first joint. That shit's not sweet. I'm sorry.
You are so funny.
It's not cool. Like they all look this. Like I love how the Sith have different looking.
Sith have different look
because of like whatever their experience is. They like their shit be looking cold, dog.
That's true. Sith they have more variety in there.
And I get it, right? Like the Jedi they're like monks.
Man, we have to, yeah.
And like they're wearing their religious like outfit. I get it. It just don't look that sweet. It looks sweet at first. Here's the thing: when Clone Wars, sorry, when what the fuck was it? Phantom Menace and all of the original trilogy movies came out. I thought they were awesome because we hadn't seen them before. It was like, damn, that's what. Like we saw Ben Kenobi wearing that, but like we didn't really know what it was. Mm-hmm. That was his Jedi uniform. That's fire. But then when every goddamn single Jedi had the same outfit, I was like, oh, okay.
Where's the individuality?
Come on, give me something. That was the one thing I did like about the EU is that like
I do not believe the Sith could have returned without us knowing.
What? Say that again.
I do not believe the Sith could have returned without us knowing.
Well,
hubris,
man. That's what got you killed. Who was that? Was that Mason said that? Hey, man. Oh, goodness. And you got killed by the main one. Shit, man. Shouldn't have listened to Anakin. You should have cut that nigga, bro. Anakin, shut up. Move, nigga. I'm about to wait right quick, bro. Fuck, take this nigga to jail. Talk too much.
I need him.
Shut up. Move. But no, I think that the Jedi robes are kind of stale. I did like the thing that I like about the EU is that the Jedi outfits in like the future, like everybody's shit was personalized. Yeah, it was dope. Like I love Luke's his black suit.
Yep, more
fire. Kyle Katarn's suit, fire. Jason Solos and Gianna Solo, they were kind of traditional, but they had their own little like modifications to it. The Jedi who was Cal Kestis, I like his fit as well. It's pretty cool. His like ponchos, I think that's dope. Just let the Jedi.
Starkiller had his own look.
Dog, Starkiller, one of the greatest like non-canon characters ever. I would love for them to make him canon, bro. Yeah.
Facts.
Although Cal, I keep wanting to call him Kyle. Cal Kestis is sort of serving the role that Starkiller did.
No, that's facts.
It would be cool to kind of introduce him as maybe a boss of like a third game.
Right.
That could be interesting.
That would be cool. Maybe they will. I mean, they hint at his name all the time.
They do.
Starkiller base.
They do.
But yeah, bro.
Hey, real quick, a Star Wars lore question for you. I actually don't remember the answer. Maybe you do. I used to, but I can't remember it. Do you remember? Dog, I'm old. I don't even know what that was. It's just your body just short circuit sometimes. I don't even know what happened. I tried to talk and my body was like, nah, stop for a second. Let me recalibrate. What was Starkiller's real name?
Oh, I don't know.
It starts with
remember.
M. I thought I knew it. Matt something. Okay.
I don't remember.
Continue.
What don't you remember? But yeah, man, Star Wars hot take for me.
Galen Merrick.
That's what it was. Yeah, Galen Merrick. and Galen also. But yeah, bro, for me, this might sound weird because this is centered around my favorite character. I think Darth Maul should have stayed dead.
Ooh. Even for the Ahsoka fight though?
That is the one thing that I love that's been done with him.
That shit was so
I love the comic book stuff they do with Maul, but I'm sorry, bro. Him just being kind of a madman and festering in the criminal underworld of you know what I mean? Of Corellia or something. It just doesn't,
It's very breaks away from his character.
It totally breaks away from his character. And I'm a Darth Maul stan. I've read all his comics. I read the novel for what's the name of the Shadowhunter, I think is what it's called. The novel they made when the movie came out. And it's just everything that went on with his character in Clone Wars is so out of character for him, and I didn't really like it, man. And there's some good fights and good moments. The Ahsoka stuff obviously was incredible. When he takes the Darksaber and kills Pre Vizsla and becomes the leader of Mandalore was cool, but I just liked him better when he was mysterious and he was dope, and then he was gone, and that would have been cool, and just you would have been left with a bunch of questions, and then things that you were gonna learn about him. They would have had to been stories they're telling in comic books or something before leading up to Phantom Menace. You know what I mean?
One of the things also that they continue to do with Darth Maul, which as a Darth Maul fan I can understand being frustrating, is that they really just hammered down the point that Darth Maul just could not fuck with
Obi-Wan. It was crazy.
They just kept
and they just bring it up all the time.
Nope. Here's another fight where he gets washed by Obi-Wan again. Just can't fuck with that nigga, bro.
Yeah, and it just broke him, and he was just traumatized by it. Yeah, I didn't.
Which is interesting because those are two of your favorite characters. So
facts, but it just bothered me. I didn't like the way that just destroyed his character. I think it would have been cooler.
His entire personality became, I need to get revenge on Obi-Wan, and then failed 3 times in a row.
It literally did become that, and then it doesn't, as I said, bro, it doesn't add up because. And then they did the whole thing where he's terrified of Darth Sidious, right? But if you read the comic books, he's very aware of he doesn't trust Sidious. You know what I mean? And he's not afraid of him. He's aware that he is a being that he shouldn't, you know what I mean, put his trust into. So it's just weird, man. It's almost like two different characters. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
But yeah, bro. So moving on, what Star Wars movie has grown on you the most out of all the films over the years? I feel like every year I get a different one because I watch them every now and then, and there's a new one that kind of hits me differently at that point.
Oh, I think that I have the same answer as you. I didn't think it was going to be this answer, but I think it's where I'm gonna stay. So actually I have two answers. One is the Phantom Menace. I still don't think hold on. I still don't think the movie is very good. But
what?
Just hear me out. I don't know if I think the movie is very good, but because I think the movie does a bad job of what the novelization, especially the Darth Plagueis novel does. I really the Darth Plagueis novel makes Phantom Menace so much better because it explains all the shit that Phantom Menace didn't do, right? The coolest thing about what was happening in Phantom Menace, and even though I just got done saying that Star Wars doesn't do this very well, and I guess it's proving my point, was the socio-political economic shit that set up Sidious's rise.
Mm-hmm. No, that's true.
Phantom Menace does an excellent job of introducing a fucking dog-ass new character or a couple of new characters in Maul, obviously, and also Qui-Gon Jinn, who are both awesome characters. I feel like and again, like the movie was marketed for kids. They do a great job of that, but like the political intrigue that sets up everything moving forward was really poorly done, in my opinion. But when you read the fucking Darth Plagueis book, it's like, oh, that's what the fuck was supposed to be going on. That makes a lot of sense, and now I get what Phantom Menace was trying to do, and like that perspective, even though it's technically not canon, made me like that movie way, way more. So I'll give you that, and then I'll also say, and I think our answers might be similar here. A New Hope, just because, like, I've always liked A New Hope, but like it's really like legendary, bro. Like the way that it was like unlike any other movie up to that point was like, wow. Like how we first felt about the MCU when it first came out, like that had to be what Star Wars fans felt when Star Wars first came out. Like, damn, this is like what? How are we doing any of this stuff, right? Like,
yeah. My answer is New Hope, and definitely that movie. It's definitely grown on me out of any other movie, and it's become one of my favorites. And it's just the only thing that sucks about it is the lightsaber fight between Darth Vader and Obi-Wan. And honestly, it's terrible. But I also feel like it went on too long for what it was and what it was gonna be for, story wise. Yeah. I think if they would have just shortened it, it wouldn't have been that bad. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
But that movie is awesome. It just, I think A New Hope, like you said, it's always at the top of, I would say probably Enter the Dragon and then New Hope as movies that I wish I could have just like seen in the theater when they came out. You know what I mean? And
my dad has a great story about that. He said he hated on Star Wars at first when it first came out.
You told me that.
Yeah, he was like, what this? Let me go check this weekend shit out. And that nigga said when Empire Strikes Back came, that nigga was there day one. Like, all right, I'm in now.
Yeah, New Hope is fire. I feel like it's such a good adventure movie. It just goes from this kid on a farm in some weird desert planet, some goofy droids, you know what I'm saying? And then it just turns into this same kid is now being a fighter pilot in space for this resistance, and he's blowing up the Death Star. Like, you know what I'm saying? It's crazy. And then you get Darth Vader flying a TIE fighter in this movie too. Like this movie, New Hope, is fire.
Yeah,
it's really dope.
It's good.
And I love New Hope. It's become one of my favorites.
Here's a question. Do you believe that at the time of New Hope, which I think was 76, 77, do you think that George, what the fuck's his name?
George Lucas.
I was about to call him George R.R. Martin, who is the Game of Thrones writer.
This dude's obsessed with Game of Thrones.
Yeah, bro, I'm back in the world of Ice and Fire, and I've been reading the Blood and Fire book to get ready for House of Dragon season 2. Let's go. Anyways, we'll talk about that. We'll talk about that plenty. Don't worry, we'll get to that. Once that drops, we'll get there. But no, do you believe that George Lucas fully fleshed out what the Clone Wars were at the time of that book or that movie in 1977?
Bro, if he did, that is insane.
I tend to think that he didn't. I think he thought, like, that sounds kind of cool. We'll figure that out later.
Yeah, I believe if I were the person, I would say he probably had more an idea than a fleshed out,
100%.
Fleshed out, like mapped out vision. Maybe,
100%.
but like idea and concept probably. And as a creator, when you are thinking of something like that, it becomes, you know
That's
what I'm
true.
saying? It just
true.
becomes, spirals out of control and becomes this crazy thing until you really narrow it down to what it's gonna actually be like. But but New Hope for me, for sure. Love that movie. I think it's amazing. Also, moving on, what has been one thing, obviously, that Disney Plus has done is the whole kind of backtracking and redeeming characters, right?
Yes.
What's been your favorite character redemption in Star Wars so far?
Ooh. There's two really famous ones. You got Darth Vader.
Jar Jar!
That That's a great one. Well, okay.
Not the actor who.
I was going to say the redemption story is Ahmad Best. That's the redemption story. That's fire. He definitely deserves a look.
I'm a person and my name is Anakin.
Oh my god. See, bro, how do that's the ass on, bro?
Like plasma, lava plasma on,
bro. It's fucking like neutron fusion ass on, dog. With the force of a black hole holding that fucking shit together, dog. I'm sorry, bro. Like I couldn't get past that.
Neutron fusion.
Dog, ass on, bro. Yeah, my best though. His redemption story,
gross.
even though he's not a character, but like
man.
the humans' redemption arc.
Really dope.
But here's the thing, though, dog. You can't just give him a little nugget. You got to do something with that character.
I agree too.
You got to do something with that character.
Yeah, I want some more of that character.
Somebody
too.
posted like, could you just do a standalone movie with him doing some like John Wick Jedi shit, where he like has to protect Grogu or something? Like,
that would be fire.
Sign me up, bro. I'm with it. So yeah, and I don't know, man. I think that I'm gonna sort of answer the question differently. I think that the redemption arc that never was, that should have been fully, was Kylo Ren. I thought that was really, really dope, man.
Mm-hmm.
And I would have been totally fine with the cheesy ending of him like fully returning to the light side and living. I would have actually preferred that. Because what a great character. I don't care. I mean, I know we appreciate and really like the quality of the sequel trilogy movies, but we recognize that as a trilogy, they don't work together nearly as well as either the original trilogy or the prequel trilogy.
It's just so it's. I mean, you hit it right on the head there. You can enjoy them as individual movies, but it's almost like we're doing it like this. Well, now it's my turn. I'm doing like this.
It's not almost. That's literally.
I'm doing like this.
That's literally exactly how they did that shit. What a fucking stupid
crazy
idea. I'm sorry, man.
It's like a kid making a story, and then another kid snatches it from him.
Okay, my turn.
Yeah, and he snatches it back from him.
Man, and I don't mean to pile on Kathleen Kennedy because she gets enough hate as it is, but like, you got to question that decision. Like, what are we doing here?
Just weird.
And I'm harder on the prequel trilogy than you are, but I will say this: I don't think the quality of the movies were as good as the other two trilogies, but the way that it works together as a single narrative, it's the best out of any of the. It is the best full narrative of the three trilogies, even though the quality of the movies, in my opinion, is not as good as the other two trilogies. But just as a total full story told from start to finish, George Lucas knew exactly what he was going to do. Now that I do believe, from the time of Phantom Menace, he knew exactly how Revenge of the Sith was going to end,
right,
from day one, and it shows. So respect to him for that.
Boom. All right, man, let's go. It's time to get into one of our top fives for Star Wars. I think people always rank the Star Wars movies, so I don't want to do that. So we're just going to do a top 5 favorite Star Wars movies. What are your top 5 favorite Star Wars films, man?
So I'll go through this pretty quick since we talked about almost all of them just now.
We talk about Star Wars like every day. So.
I'm going to go Revenge of the Sith at number 5.
Hey.
I legitimately love that movie. I know I talk a lot of shit about the prequel trilogy, but I thought that shit was fire. I like the ridiculous, I don't care what y'all say, bro. I love the ridiculous lightsaber fight. I thought that shit was fire.
People don't like that?
Yeah, hey, they're just flipping their swords for no reason. Like, nah, come on, man. That shit looks sweet. I don't care. That shit looks sweet. It was a martial arts reset. We do it all the time. They're only talking about the one scene where they're like, because this is how you know people don't know.
You brought him here to kill me. Sorry.
They're talking about the scene in the Mustafar fight before they get into the lava where they're just like, and the complaint is they're not even hitting each other.
They're
like,
just
bro,
resetting.
they're not trying to.
It's just resetting.
They're just flexing, bro. They're like, okay, I got a little something too for your ass, bro. Like, that's all that was.
People are.
How do you not know that? It's the same thing as
because it's fun and people don't like fun.
It's the same thing as when your martial artists, after they clash and they go back and they reset into their form. It's the same thing.
People don't know nothing about martial arts.
They don't, clearly. So I love that movie though. I thought that movie was phenomenal.
We're gonna do this. Give me something you love about this movie and something you don't like about this movie.
Okay. There's not a lot that I don't like.
Hey, that's good.
I
That's
really
fine. That's fine. Yeah, I'm not gonna force you to say something you don't like.
I thought the action scenes were amazing. I thought the whole the back third of that movie was fantastic. There's what I didn't like, and I know this had to happen in order for the plot to make sense, but I just hated the way. I wish they could have done a better job of explaining how Palpatine survived his encounter with Mace Windu. Mm-hmm. Like, Mace Windu beat that nigga fair and square as fuck. And it just required, the only reason why he won is because Anakin just cheated and just was like, nah, stop. Stop it.
Move. He should have squirted him with a water bottle.
Like, get out of here. Move, Anakin. He's scrapping. The grown folks talking right now. Get out of here. So I mean, I'm fine with like, you needed him to win. You needed him to like get his dark side empire started. I get it, but I don't know. I just thought there was too thick of a plot hole. Like, dog,
yeah,
Mace Windu, the greatest lightsaber duelist of all time.
With how fast he was just dispatching all those Jedi too, just kind of like
and he even did this. I'll actually fuck with that shit, dog. He was so good, bro.
So evil.
That nigga loved carnage and mayhem and violence, dog. So yeah, that would be the only thing I didn't like.
Carnage, mayhem, and violence.
Yeah. All right, number 4.
Hilarious.
Again, I have soured on the narrative of the trilogy, but it does not sour me on how goddamn great the movie was. Last Jedi, number 4.
Just from a Last Jedi truther.
Just from a filmmaking standpoint, it was probably the best quote unquote film from like a technical perspective of any of the movies. It was just really, really well done. Even if the story was a little like, it just kind of fell flat. They did okay. So what I didn't like, they did Finn dirty. Hated that. That was the movie where you were supposed to give him his Jedi awakening, and they didn't. So that's what I didn't like. What I did like, Praetorian Guard fight, one of the greatest fights ever. Fucking amazing, bro. What a great scrap. That's one of the best like action scenes in sci-fi history.
It's time to let the past die. Kill it if you have to.
Oh my god, bro, that shit was so fucking dope. Praetorian Guard fight, getting Snoke's ass out of here right quick, and we thought he was gone.
We killed Snoke.
It was a double.
Kill you too.
It was a double swerve, dog. Because we thought he was coming home. We thought he was coming home to the dark side, to the light side. He said, "Nah, bro. Like, hey man, I'm going to the super dark side. Like, fuck Snoke. If there's a darker side than this nigga, that's where I'm going. Because, hey, why don't you come with me right quick, Ray?"
Oh man.
So yeah, number 3, A New Hope.
Hey.
Yeah, that's I'm probably gonna steal yours. What I hated was the fucking lightsaber fight was trash. That shit was garbage. All right. That shit was right. Literal poke.
Hey, bro, but the scene in the cantina when he pulls it out for the first time, that scene is so fire.
It was dope.
Is that the only time there's ever been blood in Star Wars when he cuts that dude's arm off?
There is a brief spray of blood when Darth Maul gets cut in half.
That's facts.
Very, very subtle.
Smoke that comes
very subtle, but there is some blood there.
Lightsaber so hot it just cooks shit.
Yeah, it literally just cauterizes.
Just barbecues your blood as soon as you get it sliced. That's crazy.
What I loved was just like the world. It just set up the whole world, set up the whole universe in one movie, and did a great job of it.
It's amazing.
It's hard to do.
Amazing stuff.
Number 2, Rogue One.
Oh! Speaking of New Hope, bruh, the way that Rogue One literally goes up to the absolute second,
opening second of New Hope
starts is crazy.
Yes. What I loved, I mean, what are we talking about here?
Bro, them people was in that.
Right, bro. Because you got to understand, from their perspective, they didn't know what they were looking at, bro. They had no point of reference at all. Like, Nigga, what the fuck what is that? Not who is that? What is that?
It's a monster.
It's a monster. Like, you got to think about it from their perspective. The Jedi are extinct.
It's a monster.
Probably none of them have ever seen a Jedi before. The Jedi have been extinct for what, like 20, 30 years at this point?
Yeah,
or maybe not quite that long. 15 years.
Maybe a little longer.
Right. So, like, probably none of them have ever seen a Jedi before.
Oh,
let alone a Jedi with a red lightsaber. And this nigga's got a fucking boogeyman like robot mask on. And he's
doing magic.
What?
He's lifting people up without touching them.
These niggas.
And he's a sorcerer.
He's a sorcerer. Bruh, them niggas was terrified.
Who is this robot space sorcerer samurai?
Doug, what the fuck am I even looking at, bro? Yeah, what a fucking great scene, man.
Oh my gosh.
What I didn't like, I don't know. I'm just really hard on Andor or Cassian Andor.
This dude said this.
I just didn't buy his value at all.
You hate this character, dog.
I also love Bor Gullet. That's my guy. Came in pop locking the. Bor Gullet knows your thoughts.
The very first time I saw Rogue One. First of all, I'm sorry, but I just laughed when they showed his character.
The first time he said it, because he stared at him.
Bro, that's why I'm...
Bor Gullet.
I was like, what is it? Hilarious, man.
The Bor Gullet.
Bor Gullet. Man, so funny, bro.
And of course, our guy, Chewit Imwe. He was
him and Baze Malbus. Hey,
yep. Both of them would have been Jedi.
Bro, imagine giving. Sorry, Josh. We love you. They should have got a show instead of Cassian in.
I think what's the name?
Bro, I'm sorry. I love Rogue One too. He was the most least interesting character in that movie for me.
I agree.
It was the Guardians of the Whills, which is Chewit Imwe and Baze Malbus, Jin. Galen, Jen's dad, the dude that was, made the Death Star.
Mm-hmm.
It's just there was just a lot of more interesting characters, man.
I agree.
But he did have a fire, he had a fire line when Jen was getting on him about when he was gonna, remember he was gonna shoot her dad, but then he decided not to. And he said, what does he say to her? He says, I think he yells at her and he kind of says like, oh, like suddenly the rebellion's real for you now.
Oh yeah. That was dope.
Like I've been in this fight since I was 5 years old or something like that.
Yeah.
That line was
cap
fire.
though, because we learned and we learned in Andor that he didn't give a fuck about that shit. That was like the whole point.
I just gave him more ammo.
Yeah, cap, bro. Hell no. You lied, nigga, because we learned at Andor that you didn't give a fuck about that shit until it got real for you. On the other hand, that might be why he said it, though, is because he had a similar moment where it got real for him. Yeah. But don't be lying about the nigga you was in that shit from day one, bro. You wasn't. You snitched, as a matter of fact. Did he snitch? Did not happen in the first two episodes? Hey, man, fuck Cassian Andor, bro. He goes on the list. He goes on the Mario list, bro. Nah, fuck him, bro.
The Mario list? That's heavy. That's heavy. That's heavy insult. Put him on the Mario list.
Didn't he snitch or he was about to snitch or something?
I think so.
I don't remember. Anyways, I'll talk all this shit, but I am looking forward to Andor season 2 though. There was some interesting stuff that they laid some groundwork for.
It was, but I don't want them to throw I don't want them to throw a character in it that we already. You know what I'm saying? Oh no, it's Darth Maul.
Yeah. It's Han Solo. We de-aged him. Harrison Ford probably at home like, God damn it! Why y'all leave me alone? I'm old. I'm tired. Fuck.
Bro, so I love Blade Runner 2049, right? I was watching somebody review that movie and they were saying like, bro, what What is Harrison Ford wearing in this movie? He probably did not want to do this movie. He just showed up in the clothes he was wearing.
That nigga
home.
literally, he looked like he was coming from Home Depot, dog.
He had a t-shirt and some jeans on.
Yeah, that's funny.
He did not want to shoot that movie, bro.
Bro, why do y'all keep making me do stuff?
Stop making me do more movies.
Stop making me do stuff. I'm 80. I'm old. I'm already rich and famous. Leave me alone.
Man's gonna show up and be Han Solo in a pair of sweats and a thermal long sleeve.
I'm 81, bro. Leave me alone.
Crazy.
And when him and Patrick Stewart died, like, I'm taking a day off work. Like, when Patrick Stewart passes away, hopefully he lived to be like 700 years old because he's so old right now, bro.
That's facts, though.
When he passes, I'm literally gonna grieve. Like, the way that I grieved, like, I was sad about Daft Punk. Like, I took like a week to be sad about Daft Punk. I'm gonna do the same thing for him.
That was my MF Doom. That
bruh,
was tough.
Facts, right? Like, man. Hold on. I'm glad we got our last season of Picard. We got a nice little ending for his character. I'm satisfied, but just him and Ian McKellen both, bro. Fuck.
Yeah, man.
We not about to wish that on them. They both gonna live to be 150. Let's go. Whatever the new gene research that y'all doing to make niggas live a long time, test it on those guys first, please.
Facts.
Because we want them to live forever. All right, last one, Empire. We've talked about Empire. What I loved was that this was one of the first times that, like, the bad guy flat out won. Like, and then they cut the credits. That was it. I was done. Like, Luke was in shambles. He was like,
I also I like this. Like, it's so crazy that Luke goes from being what he was in New Hope to being like, I'm just gonna go fight him.
yeah, that's what I didn't like. What I didn't like is that he spent 12 hours with Yoda and decided that he had enough tech to scrap with Darth Vader.
I'm just gonna fight him.
Hey, man. And Yoda was like, all right, bro. Like,
But I think that was one of his dopest looks, though. The blue lightsaber with the little the whatever outfit he was wearing in that movie.
so I think a doper look actually was what did you read any of the comics that took place between episodes 5 and 6?
Yeah.
With like the yellow jumpsuit?
Mhm.
I thought that was a
That
dope
was
look
dope
too.
too, yeah.
Yeah. So yeah, we got Revenge of the Sith, Last Jedi, A New Hope, Rogue One, and number 1, Empire.
All right, man, I'm gonna be quick. Let's go. Number 5. Well, I can give one honorable mention. I love Rogue One. It's one of my favorite movies. It was in my top 5 until a movie moved up my list that I talked about earlier. But for me, number 5, Force Awakens. I love Force Awakens.
Ooh, that should have been an honorable mention for me. That was great.
I love Force Awakens, and I just and again, like we talked about earlier, regardless of what ended up happening with the sequel trilogy, I loved Force Awakens, and it got me excited for Star Wars again. And I think they came out swinging, and I think it's good, man. I love a lot about this movie. I love the bromance between Finn and Poe, man. The scene where they break out, that's dope. Just the whole thing with Finn's character being a stormtrooper who wants out is fire.
What a drop ball that was.
Huge drop ball on him not being a Jedi. Completely ridiculous. Kylo Ren stopping the blaster bow in midair, bro.
That's one of the greatest single scenes in all of Star Wars.
Incredible. So good. His character was really dope. I say all the time, I wish he would have kept his helmet on for the entire first movie. It would have been dope if they did that. But I love Force Awakens. It's just really good to me, man. Chewie, we're home. Love it. Love that movie.
His ass was on for that scene, but
It sure was.
But it was
it was fun. Chewie,
we're home.
Just again, he didn't want to be there.
He didn't. He had a little fun in that movie though.
Yeah,
he was yucking it up with Finn a little bit.
But yeah, Force Awakens, love it. One of my favorites. Number 4.
And, sorry, real quick. Last thing about Force Awakens, there was a little bit of magic there. There was some Star Wars magic that kind of made you feel like
really good. That's a really good way to put it because it is. That's out of the. I think that movie does have that Star Wars magic for sure. And I love it. So Force Awakens, number 5. Number 4, A New Hope, dog. This movie has grown on me more than any other Star Wars movie. We already talked about it earlier. It's moved way up my list. Love it. Great movie. Only thing I don't like is the crappy geriatric lightsaber fight at the end of the movie. But that movie is amazing. I love New Hope, man. Love the story. It starts everything off and just builds a ridiculous world, and it does it in such a good, effective way. The movie's fire. Number 3, The Empire Strikes Back.
yes, sir.
Empire, amazing. Probably my favorite start out of all the Star Wars movies with the battle on Hoth, and it just the way that it's just New Hope. You go from being on this desert planet the entire time, and then the next one just opens up and it's just snow and giant robot dinosaurs walking around. The AT-ATs, man. Like this movie
that was an amazing opening sequence.
It's fire, and it's a classic, man. It's a classic for a reason. It is a classic. I think it's got 3 perfect acts, you know what I'm saying?
Yep.
And obviously the ending, man, bad guy wins. No, it's not true. But it's dope, man. Love it, and the sneaky, really good, like, bro, Bespin, and just the new worlds, and it's fire. Number 2, Revenge of the Sith. I am a prequel truther. I love Revenge of the Sith. It's great, man, especially if you were a fan of the Genndy Tartakovsky Clone Wars cartoon, and the way that it literally goes directly into Revenge of the Sith. Like just how Rogue One goes into New Hope, the Clone Wars cartoon goes right into Revenge of the Sith. And if you watch it in that succession, like it's a really dope watch. But I love Revenge of the Sith, man. The only thing that bothers me about the prequels is like the insane usage of CGI.
Yeah, it gets pretty ridiculous.
Well, I think it was just egregious in Attack of the Clones, and then I think Episode 1, it was a good balance. If that was what they were going to try to do, it wasn't too much. Attack of the Clones is CGI overload. And then I feel like I feel like Revenge of the Sith, they dial it back a little bit. You know what I mean? But it's still there, and it's still a lot. And then of course, you guys already know. Number 1, Phantom Menace. It's favorite Star Wars movie. It's always gonna be my favorite lightsaber fight. Favorite characters. That's my baby. That's my top 5. Number 5, Force Awakens. Number 4, New Hope. Number 3, Empire Strikes Back. Number 2, Revenge of the Sith. And number 1, Phantom Menace. Talk about this movie all the time on this podcast. You guys already know that. Boom! May the 4th be with you, even though it's like May 13th. All right, man. Last one. Top 5 favorite Star Wars characters. Another ever-evolving list as more things come out and we go back and watch old things. And there's so much. Who are your top 5 favorite Star Wars characters? Can be from anything: movies, shows, cartoons, comic books, video games, novels. So many good Star Wars characters.
Yes. All right. I have a bunch of honorable mentions, so I'm going to run through them super quick. Number 5th honorable mention is Rey. I rock with Rey.
Rey, they can never make me hate you, girl.
Nope. Facts. Han Solo, number 4. He's great.
Han.
It's
when I do a Han Solo, I don't even impersonate him. I impersonate Lando.
Lando's saying his name. Number
Solo is unnecessary, but it's a fun movie.
Yeah. Oh yeah. The what's the name scene?
The Kessel Run.
Kessel
scene
Run was fire.
was
Like
really dope.
it made you.
I feel like Solo is like a Western.
It was. Yeah. Facts.
It's weird.
Was it a good movie? I don't know, but it was fun.
It was unnecessary, but it's fun.
It was fun. And the Kessel Run scene was definitely worth it. Also, Donald Glover did a great job as Lando.
He did.
I would love to see, because they're supposed to be making a Lando series with him writing it and starring in it. So I'm down to check that out.
I didn't know that.
I think it was rumored. I don't know if it's happening or not. Number 3, honorable mention, Darth Maul. I'm sure we'll hear more about him later.
What makes you think that?
I don't know. Number 2, honorable mention, Kyle Katarn.
Hey, you owe a lot of money in that jar.
Yeah, I don't. My allergies, bro. At this point, I stopped.
Sorry.
It's just May, bro. The fucking oak pollen is fucking my nasal passages up. Anyways,
I got you.
Kyle Katarn is who obviously they were thinking about basing Finn off of, but they just pooped themselves and decided not to. Kyle Katarn was I don't think he was a stormtrooper. He was an Imperial officer he was a Jedi first, then an Imperial officer, and then turned into a Jedi again. Turned back to... He never went to the dark side, but he went away from the Force and then came back. And then, of course, Super Luke, because Super Luke. Anyways, number 5. Listen, it took me a long time to get here, but I gotta remember...
Uh-oh.
I have to, put it in perspective. He really is the main character of this entire universe. Anakin Skywalker.
Hey.
It really isn't Luke. It's really Anakin who's the main character.
It really is, though.
Yeah.
It really is.
Yeah, he's
man.
great. He's great.
Snips.
He had right, facts. Had a full arc, man. The chosen magical baby arc to
Chosen magical baby.
yeah. To hotshot Jedi to borderline anti-hero to full
He's holding me back.
Yep.
Sorry.
To full on villain to full on
Nah, bro. I feel like full on villain ain't enough.
it's not enough. Yeah. Full on villain and then to full on super
full
villain.
on worst thing that ever happened.
Yeah,
to the
scourge
entire
of the
galaxy.
entire galaxy. In boss type shit. And then was redeemed in the Force and became a Force ghost and is now a full on Force positive ghost, which is cool. Hanging out with Yoda and Obi-Wan and Qui-Gon.
And Master Qui-Gon.
Yep. All right, number 4, The Mandalorian.
Hey!
Din Djarin.
I like that one.
Yeah, he's not a Jedi, but he's the next best thing in the Star Wars universe, which is a bounty hunter.
I like that.
I loved learning about the bounty hunter. I love learning about the Mandalorian culture.
It was fire.
Yeah,
It was very good.
I loved validating that Boba Fett is actually a foundling. It's almost like I know that they were originally going to make the Mandalorian about Boba Fett, but I kind of like that they didn't.
Do you think that I still think about that?
Yeah.
And do you think the show would still be as good if they would have done that?
If they followed the exact same arc and just changed the character to Boba Fett, I think it would have been great. I think because it would have gotten people super excited. You know how people love Boba Fett. Yeah. We were the only people that hated on him at first.
Yeah. And as far as character redemption goes,
100%, bro.
One of the best ones.
And even though people didn't like Book of Boba Fett, I liked it, bro. I thought it was fine. I
did too.
They point out the Power Ranger scene.
I just hate them characters that they went and got from another show.
Yeah! Them Super Sentai ass niggas that they went and got. Them Kamen Rider ass niggas. Them Momotaro ass niggas that they put together. Yeah, that was silly.
Bro. I don't like
They had Black Chrysanthemum though. He was a dog,
bro. And then Boba Fett was riding the Rain Court into the show.
Listen, that episode that had the female sand person,
yeah,
fire, dog.
Yeah, bro.
She was a motherfucking problem, dog.
It Really dope.
Hey, give her own show. She was beating the dog shit out of Boba Fett, dog.
Oh, you talking about the master?
No, not the master. I think I have to go back and look.
Tusken Raider master was dope too. The one that was training him.
Well, wasn't it like a female?
It could have been. I don't remember.
I got the impression that it was like whoever that was who was beating his ass the whole episode. Yeah. She need her own show. I don't know if I got the impression that she was female, but fire, loved it. Yeah, so yeah, shout out to Jen.
And like kind of learning that not all Tusken Raiders are pieces of
they're like they got a whole ass.
It's like different tribes.
Yeah,
different cultures.
I thought it was good, man. I love that episode.
Not all of them just sit on a perch and just shoot random people. Dog, like when I took the kids to see Phantom Menace with me when I went to see it, and like, you know, Jay's seen it and he likes it, but at the part where they're doing the pod race and the Tusken Raiders are literally just shooting the pod.
Just like
Jay was
busting. Dude.
I was like, yeah, bro. Like,
guys are jerks.
They suck.
Just busting shots at the fucking racers. Hey, here they go. Fuck those guys.
Hey, I killed that guy.
Yeah. All right, number 3. New guy, but I love him. And I loved his arc, man. Kylo Ren. Hey, man. Kylo Ren has had some of the best like one-shot scenes ever.
Bro, he really has. Like the
bolt. Nigga, hold back for 2 seconds, forward, 2 punches.
Bro, fight.
With the backslide. Dog, that shit, I don't care, bro. That shit was sweet as fuck. Oh, it was cool. I don't fucking care, bro. That shit. He pulled out a fighting game move in a Star Wars. I know the button command. Quarter circle back, 2 punches. That's how you do it.
And then the walking through the wave when he's fighting Rey.
The whole Praetorian Guard fight. The like, what did he do when he was fighting the Knights of Ren? He did. Oh man! When they were like passing the lightsaber through the Force,
bro. When she gave him the saber,
that was cold, man.
Through the dyad connection.
Yeah. That shit was sweet, man. Damn, I wish those movies.
Why did they just
yeah? Because individually,
they're fun.
They were good. Like that shit was dope, man.
They're fun, man. Rise of Skywalker's a fun movie, bro.
It was, but just
they fly now.
That movie's fun, man.
Just as a narrative, as a full narrative, it just dropped the ball. That sucks because the individual movies, I really did like them. But I loved Kylo. I thought his character was super dope, and I loved him flexing in the Force the way that he did. They really like. It's believable that like, oh no, he the goat, bro.
Pulling
like,
answers out of people's heads.
Yeah, the way that Luke described him as like, nah, like this nigga is for real. Like all of the little.
He's the problem.
Like I had a little bit of tech when I was younger.
He's such a problem. I was gonna kill him.
I thought I had to kill this nigga. Like he was so good at this Jedi Force shit that I thought that I might have to kill this nigga because he couldn't be trusted with how cold he was. That's Luke, you tripping, bro? That's what a ridiculous like overreaction. Oh no, he too sweet, bro. He gonna have to die.
The overreaction that sent this dude spiraling.
He drove himself crazy.
He really did.
He drove just like that's crazy, Luke. You tripping, bro? Anyways, yeah, I love Kylo Ren. I'm gonna actually do a last second switch here. Number 2, Mace Windu, because he used to be my number 1. Number 2, Mace Windu. Okay.
Master Windu.
Listen, bro, we already know about Mace Windu Black. First of all, second of all, greatest lightsaber duelist of all time. Only person that even is in his same can even be considered to be in the same class as him is why can't I think of his name now? With the curved blade, Dooku, Count Dooku. Also known as, what is his Darth name? Tyrannus. Yeah. But I think even Dooku knew that he couldn't really fuck with Mace Windu. Hey man, I don't care what nobody say.
Count Dooku got that fight in Clone Wars where he fights all the Night Sisters in his pajamas.
Oh yeah, that was hard.
Cold.
That was hard. Yeah. Now Count Dooku was real. And then greatest Jedi name ever, his master Sifo
Diaz.
Dyas. That's the hardest fucking Jedi name of all time, bro.
Character that just we don't know anything about.
We don't even know what he looks like.
Dog,
did we get to see him ever?
So remember they did those episodes in Clone Wars about him, but I honestly don't remember. I would have to watch him again. It was kind of a big deal at the time.
Yeah.
I don't remember, but bro, such a awesome and a character who plays a huge role in the universe that we just don't know anything about.
He set all of this shit up.
Commissioned the clone army.
Yeah.
Crazy, man.
Yeah, Sifo Dyas, awesome name. But yeah, Mace Windu number 2. I had to switch it around. He beat, I don't care what nobody say, he beat fucking Palpatine fair and square. Palpatine was not trying to lose.
That's facts.
He started hamming it up after he saw he was going to lose, and he did. He started hamming it up.
Such a funny term.
Once he he was though. Once he realized that he couldn't beat Mace Windu, and he saw Anakin was getting ready to turn, he started hamming it up for sure. But he didn't mean to lose that shit. He went.
He's trying to get a dub.
No, he was trying to get a dub, and he lost because Mace Windu is that. He is that guy. He picked the wrong one, and Mace was like, "Nah, bro, turn that shit back." You know what I'm saying? Force lightning this.
He
shout
definitely beat him.
Shout out to Mace Windu. But number 1, bro.
He's too dangerous to be kept alive.
Facts.
He's about to off that guy.
Yeah, he should have.
Master Windu, we got here as soon as we could. Is he gonna stand trial?
We might have to go ahead and kill this nigga, bro. Just gonna keep it a buck with you.
Already killed him.
Yeah.
But
Nah.
he's got to stand trial.
Nah.
I killed him.
Yeah, fuck it. We out of here with that. There was something happened recently. I can't remember if it was in Ahsoka or something. Somebody used a lightsaber that was blue, and they did a thing that made the lightsaber turn purple briefly. I can't remember, and it was a really dope like callback to.
Yeah.
You know what I'm talking about?
I don't remember, but I don't remember exactly what happened.
It was a dope callback to Mace Windu, whose lightsaber is purple because it's slightly corrupted. It's actually blue. His lightsaber is blue, but his stance, this is up to some debate. Some people think that his lightsaber is actually a blue crystal, but his stance that he uses draws upon the dark side, and he needs to keep it in balance, so it's like slightly corrupted and purple. That's why it's so rare. That said, though, number 1.
Sorry.
The new number 1.
Uh-oh.
Ahsoka Tano. Dog, Ahsoka, the show sold it for me.
Let's go. I actually love that.
She was a super annoying in the beginning. She found her wings later on.
Snips, man. It's because she was like 12.
Right, man.
I had her on the battlefield. She was only 14.
What's the
Oh, what are you talking about?
Yeah, somebody said something that was cool. Commander Ahsoka 14, bro.
14, hey,
So anyways, Ahsoka, she grew on me immensely because I did not like her at first. She was super annoying.
She was.
Was
annoying.
I started to realize how dope she was when she came back for the last season of Clone Wars and scrapped Darth Maul.
Bruh. And
didn't just scrap him.
Darth Maul.
Yeah, didn't just hold her own. She scrapped him down.
Scrapped? I love that.
She scrapped him down, bro.
Scrapped him down.
She flat out beat that nigga fair and damn square in a dog ass fight at 17
facts.
or 18.
These are facts.
And then said, "Fuck y'all niggas because y'all did me super dirty." And I'm all set kind of on this shit. Like this Jedi shit ain't what you think it is. Like I'm with the Force and I'm one with it and I believe in this, but this Jedi bullshit that y'all on, I don't know about this shit.
Man.
Respect. Then we got another taste in Mandalorian season 2. Or was that yeah, I think so. Or was it season 1? Whatever. Season 2, whatever. She was in there. She was in Mandalorian. You get it. And then she got her own show. And then not only did she get her own show, she had graduated into Queen Mother Ahsoka Tano at that point.
Facts.
And I was like, yo, that guy. And shout out to why can't I think of her name? Jay-Z's former girlfriend who plays her, whose name is Rosario Dawson.
This dude went through
I
everything.
had to get around. Your brain works in weird ways. I had to get around to it.
That is weird.
Rosario Dawson acted her fucking ass off in this.
Killed it.
I love Queen Mother, Ahsoka Tano, who
She really did, man. She really killed it, bro. Like she killed it.
Yeah. And I really like the show Ahsoka. I'm super sad that the gentleman who played the big bad
Baylan Skoll, bro,
man. Like I wonder how they're gonna finish this story, because we still don't know who or what they are.
Awesome character, bro.
Yeah,
he was really dope.
We still don't, to this day, don't know anything about them,
and we will never will, probably.
That sucks.
Because
I was super interested, because they're not Sith necessarily.
Give us like a comic book or something.
Man, facts. So, anyways, Ahsoka, man, number one. She right now she's my favorite character.
Dog. Star Wars, baby. Yeah. Love it. So cool. Man, that's so dope. All right, man, let's go. I got a lot of honorable mentions too, but I guess I'll do a couple. Kit Fisto, man. Love Kit Fisto.
Hey.
Plo Koon, love Plo Koon. Ray, they can never make me hate you, Ray.
Nah.
Love Ray as well. Baylan Skoll, man. Love him.
Hey.
Love him. One of my favorite bad guys that we've had in Star Wars. It's such a mysterious character. I wish that we knew more and got more at some point. But Bo-Katan, Mando, just so many.
Bo-Katan is such a good one.
Really good Star Wars characters. I love Bo-Katan. I love Boba Fett as well, especially post redemption Boba Fett.
Yes.
Shira Imwe, Jyn Erso, of course, loved her as well from Rogue One. So many good Star Wars characters, man. But let's get into it. Jango Fett too, man. I was more a Jango Fett, more a EU Jango Fett guy. Legends.
Yeah, he was
a monster.
Crazy OP.
That dude was a monster in those stories. But let's go. Number 5 for me. My emo space king, dog, Kylo Ren. Number 5. This guy, awesome character to me. Loved him. Loved his story arc. I'm kind of in the same boat as you, man, with as far as how I wish it would have ended. You know what I mean? But just a dope character. Really enjoyed his story through the sequel trilogy. I just wish they would have kept that helmet on him a little longer.
He looked so fucking cool.
He does. Number 4, man. Obi-Wan Kenobi, man. Hello there. This guy's got the best record ever.
He does.
In Jedi history. This guy has done everything. He's fought. Was on the front lines in the Clone Wars. Dude beat General Grievous. This dude fought Dooku. This dude beat Darth Vader, prime Darth Vader.
Yes, he did. People forget about that.
He beat prime Darth Vader. He beat Darth Maul. This dude, Obi-Wan, is just unbelievable. Such a good character, man. My number 4, Obi-Wan Kenobi. Number 3. Ahsoka Tano.
Yes,
man.
sir.
Ahsoka is the GOAT. You want to talk about Jedi that remind you of a samurai, which is what this is influenced on. George Lucas is a huge Akira Kurosawa fan, and some of his movies, Hidden Fortress, inspired Star Wars. You know what I mean? Ahsoka feels like a samurai, bro. Her character, especially in the show, and just her story in general. I really love Ahsoka, man. And her show, like the show was so good. The fights were so good. Rosario Dawson nailed the role. The last episode of the show was amazing. everything, all the fight scenes, bro. The fight with Balin Skull, the fight with Morgan Elsbeth at the end, the fight with Anakin, bro, in the weird Force dream sequences, man, crazy. So Ahsoka number 3, but there is one other Jedi that reminds me of a samurai on the same level, and that is Qui-Gon Jinn, and that's my number 2. I love Qui-Gon, man, especially seeing Phantom Menace recently. That's his movie. Like, to me, he's the best character in Force and Phantom Menace to me. I love Qui-Gon. And the reason Anakin became Darth Vader is because he died and Obi-Wan didn't raise him good.
That's a brutal take, dog.
Qui-Gon.
Hey, but it's true though.
Qui-Gon was not for the brainwashing of the Jedi. He was definitely on that gray path. Him and Ahsoka have a lot of similarities, bro.
For sure.
In their personality. But I love Qui-Gon. He very, very good lightsaber fighter as well, bro.
Yes.
He's got some moves. And I just love the part in Phantom Menace when Obi-Wan and Qui-Gon get separated by the little force field corridor thing, which would only be there for Star Wars purposes. Like, why else would you have something like that? You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
But when he just drops down and meditates, and while Darth Maul just paces back and forth like a animal, you know what I mean? But I love Qui-Gon. That's my number 2. My number 1, Luke Skywalker. I'm just kidding. Darth Maul. You guys know how much I love Darth Maul. That's my favorite Star Wars character. Just going from the silent warrior type in the first movie to the stuff he does in the comics, and he is a really dope character, man. One of the coolest looking characters of all time. One of the best lightsaber duelists of all time as well. I love Darth Maul. It's my favorite character. Always has been, always will be. That's my top 5. Number 5, Kylo Ren. 4, Obi-Wan. 3, Ahsoka. 2, Qui-Gon Jinn. And number 1, Darth Maul, man. Those are my top 5 favorite Star Wars characters. Thank y'all for listening. May the 4th be with you. Star Wars, Star Wars, Star Wars. X-Men 97.
And then more Star Wars.
And then more Star Wars. Outside of Avatar, The Last Airbender, I think X-Men 97 is the greatest Western animated cartoon ever.
I am mad at for you. I'm not mad at that because I know your connection with it. You know, for me, it ain't like they're not for me. Just because I don't have the same connection to Avatar as you and Edmund do. I love it, but I got it. You know, for me, it's X-Men, bro. It's just
the bottom line is we're saying that X-Men 97 is very good.
We're saying that it's a top 2 cartoon of all time.
Of all time. So
crazy.
You should watch it if you're not watching it.
Yes.
Oh man, we got to end it on a Magneto quote. What's something crazy that he says in the show?
I can't get it exactly right, but he says something along the lines of, when being asked, "We're not expecting you to be a terrorist, are you?" And
oh no, bro. They say, oh my God, most other nations don't allow terrorists to be their new leader, and this dude says, yes, so many allow their leaders to be terrorists.
Yeah, y'all better put some respect on his name, bro. Y'all better put some respect on his name, dog. You know what I'm saying? King Elder. You know what I'm saying? King Elder Eric Magnus Lyncher.
Goat.
You know what I'm saying? Conquering Lion of the Tribe of Judah. Master of Magnetism.
Goat.
Oh, I'm sorry. I didn't even do it right. King Elder Rabbi Doctor Eric Magnus Lyncher X. You know what I'm saying? Conquering Lion of the Tribe of Judah.
Goat.
Sorry, Conquering Lion of the Tribe of Benjamin, because he's Jewish.
Goat.
Master of Magnetism, Elder of the Council of Krakoa.
Omega
level mutant.
Shut the world off.
Turn the power off on y'all niggas. Put some respect on his name, dog. And they understand the honorifics. They understand the Rabbi Doctor Eric Lyncher X, Conquering Lion of the Tribe of Benjamin, deserves those honorifics. They understand.
That's crazy.
Because they're showing him the proper respect. Let's go. Can't wait till
Redonkulous.
Till Wednesday.
Let's go. All right, y'all. Thanks for listening. Peace. Go watch Doom Part 2.